Hello everyone, I'm Renown0. We are back talking about a viral clip that has gone around Twitter of a streamer by the name of Fighting Cowboy who seems to be going on an absolute crash out over Assassin's Creed Shadows, over simply having what could be described as trolls in your chat wanting to see your reaction to the game and maybe having some problems with the game. I've watched videos where the game has massive FPS and stuttering problems, but there are other problems, like, I don't know, the fact that there is a Japanese male protagonist. You decided to use a clean slate, I guess, character that Ubisoft used here, and it's crazy to me how you have all these subscribers, you got all these people watching you, and decided to crash out over someone in your chat rather than just continuing to enjoy your video game. It's absolutely crazy to me how that works. So we have Chase in here over on Twitter saying, "See, this is why I always rock with Fighting Cowboy. That man just crashed out on stream." Usually crashing out on stream is a bad thing. You don't want to be doing that, ever. Over people in his chat being racist about a black samurai. Literally showing no context whatsoever. You're not showing what the person was actually saying. You're just assuming that that's what it really was. Not that it could be any concerns with the game or why the dude looks like he's out of place in a Japanese game when you could have simply had a Japanese male protagonist. Man's just trying to play the dang game and people being effing weirdos over Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now let's go ahead and listen to this clip and I'll give you my thoughts on this.
I don't give a what your opinion is of this game. I don't care.
You clearly cared that this person's opinion was given because you stopped the game. You paused the game to react and respond to this person.
Your opinion is worthless to me. The quality of health of my morning had a bigger impact on my thought process today than you being upset that there's a black guy in Assassin's Creed. So shut the up.
I don't believe that that's the reason that people are upset. I think they're more upset that he looks out of place because it seems like in Black Flag or Freedom Cry, the expansion for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, no one had a problem with Adewale whatsoever because he's a well-established character. Also, he was fictional. Somehow they made a fictional character more likable than a guy who supposedly existed back in feudal Japan who was brought back as a slave, as you would say in this video.
All right, we're not doing this. It's a video game. If you are upset that there's a black guy in a video game, off.
Again, this is a non-argument because no one really cares that there's a black guy in the video game. What people are concerned about is an agenda being used by Ubisoft. Black characters have been in video games since the 90s. We had Barrett Wallace in Final Fantasy VII, we've had Saz in Final Fantasy XIII. Oh, we also had Eddie Gordo in Tekken. I mean, we've had plenty of black characters that people liked and enjoyed and played with that were perfectly fine. And as I said, there's been Adewale in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Freedom Cry's expansion, as well as him being a crewmate in the main story game. So, really, I don't think anybody really has a problem with a black character in Assassin's Creed. What people would have liked to rather have was a Japanese samurai that possibly might have existed during this time. I don't think it's really well known who this person was during this time, if they actually existed.
I don't want you here. I don't care. Stop. I'm not doing this argument. Every god game these days. Oh, it's woke. Oh, there's a black guy. Oh, there's a trans person. Shut the
Here's the thing, it's not every game, and by the way, Hogwarts Legacy had a trans character. It seems like no one really had a problem with Hogwarts Legacy except for the weirdos online that don't agree with J.K. Rowling basically saying that biology is real and that there are only two genders. People seem to have a serious problem with her as a creator even though she wasn't even directly involved in the development of that game outside of it being her IP. Now, even when they put in the trans character into Hogwarts Legacy, those same trans weirdos still had a problem with Hogwarts Legacy. That game ended up being the best-selling game of 2023, selling 22 million copies, even beating out Call of Duty that year. So it's not that people have a problem with trans characters or black characters or anything like that. It's the agenda behind said trans and said black character.
Go. Either play the game or go the outside, bro. It's not that hard. God damn.
People can easily do both, by the way. They can easily play the video game, have problems with said video game, and still go outside. Again, the clip's not exactly showing what the person is even saying in the chat. There's no chat on screen so that we could see it. He's already banned the person.
I've been on this earth 37 years. When I was a kid, guess what? If a game came out and I didn't want to get involved with it, I didn't fucking play with it. I didn't go on the internet and cry like an entitled little child, wah, 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 the game doesn't have stuff that I want.
If you're 37 now, back then, you really didn't have the internet like that to even complain about any video games. And even at that age, where you, I guess, were a kid or a teenager, I'm pretty sure gamers, or nerds, quote-unquote, complained and talked about games and criticized games all the time. This isn't a new phenomenon all of a sudden because the internet exists in the capacity that it does. This isn't a new concept. I would have a problem with this game simply because the character of Yasuke doesn't fit in the setting. When you had all the previous Assassin's Creed games, you had a character that would fit within the setting, and Yasuke doesn't fit here. Nobody would care if it actually felt like his character fit here. Similar to how Adewale seemed to fit perfectly fine considering they were in the Caribbean.
So shut the up and leave, bro. Are you that much of a loser that you're seeking out streams of a game you don't...
You also sound like you're crying, basically, in this.
...like? Just to be like, wah, I don't like this. There's a black guy. Shut the up. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Well, you seem to clearly care considering you're stopping an entire stream to talk to the person that you're yelling at. You care enough to do that to interrupt a game where you have what seems like 912 people watching your stream, possibly across all platforms, not just one platform.
That's all. This is the only rant. I'm getting this out of the way now. Stop. Because any comment.
And as I say about most of these clowns that say this stupid, tired argument, they never actually know what the real arguments are against crap like this. It doesn't matter to most people about the race of a character as long as it has no agenda behind it. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cared about Barrett Wallace existing. Nobody cared about Saz existing. Nobody cared about Adewale existing because the characters fit in those stories, and they had great character development throughout those games. Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy XIII, and Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, respectively.
Any comment, I'm just gonna ban you. I don't care. I'm just gonna ban you. I don't care. I don't have time for it, bro. I'm here to play a game, not listen to you cry about a black dude that existed in history, that was brought over to Japan as a slave and then taken on by Nobunaga and made a retainer. All right?
And again, even though it's Wikipedia garbage, a retainer is not a full-fledged samurai. So for him to be now a full-fledged samurai in this game makes absolutely no sense. No, it couldn't have possibly been the fact that the original character would have been male and Japanese. No, it couldn't have been the Japanese government having problems and concerns with the actual disrespect and historical accuracies in the video game. No, it's just that Yasuke's black. That's it. That's apparently to you, that's the only argument people have. No one has any real arguments against what you're saying or what's going on within the game. Nobody can have apparently problems with the fact that its performance is absolute dog water on practically every console and PC it runs on. No, it's just Yasuke's black. That's it. Nope. Argument ended according to you. No, people can't have real problems with this game outside of that, according to you. It's all nonsense. And me personally, I've played every Assassin's Creed up till Valhalla. Honestly, the games peaked at Brotherhood, and the last great Assassin's Creed game, in my opinion, was Black Flag. I even played the 2.5D games. I completed Assassin's Creed China, and I played Assassin's Creed India. There was also Assassin's Creed Russia. But again, after basically Black Flag, it's been downhill since then. Unity was absolute dog water at launch. The co-op was busted. The game lagged all to hell when you tried to play co-op. And the fighting was just broken and all over the place. And then Origins came out and it was like, oh yeah, we're going to go back to the drawing board now where you have your hidden blade assassinations. And you're going to talk about the origins of the Creed, right? So what are we doing? Now we're just going all over the place. It's been absolute garbage since Desmond Miles was killed off. The story's really going nowhere. You're just making Assassin's Creed games just to make Assassin's Creed games at this point. There's no real story behind it. Anyway, this guy's dumb. He doesn't understand the arguments being made. He probably will never talk to a person that has the arguments that should be listened to, because most of these types of people, they don't want to hear the other side. They just want to live in an echo chamber and be surrounded by a bunch of yes men. So I thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you did like this video, hit that like button, comment below how you feel about this, subscribe for more content, hit the bell for notifications, set the bell to all, that way you get notification anytime I post a new video, go live on the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.